Desperate appeal. Accused sex assailant weeps in court to avoid prison. Charging ahead.
For me, that just means that we're preparing for the future.
Stellantis steering a new era for Canadian auto as competition heats up from China. And celebrating culture and treasuring tradition.
Our heritage is very important because it says who we are.
2 weekends, dozens of villages, infinite flavors.
CTV News with Stefanie Masotti.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on CTV Windsor and AM 800. We begin tonight in the courts, where it's been an eventful day between a massage therapist's sex assault sentencing hearing, a drug case, and an update on a police officer who is not done with court just yet. Joining me to explain and break all of these down, Michelle Muskie.
Yeah, Stephanie, you're right. It was a very busy day. So let's start with the oldest case. A Bell River massage therapist charged in 2022 was recently convicted on 8 charges. Jeffrey Young had a sentencing hearing today. He's been convicted of 7 counts of sexual assault and 1 count of mischief. The prosecution defines them as minor assaults, as they're incidents of more inappropriate touching and not more violent, aggravated assaults. However, Young does not have a lawyer. He is self-representing himself. At times, he was in tears today as he begged the judge to spare him prison time. Young concedes he needs to be punished, but on house arrest for 2 years less a day and then 3 years probation. The prosecutor is asking for a sentence of 5 years in prison. Justice Scott Pratt will have his decision July 29th. Across the hall, a drug case continues before a Windsor, Essex jury, with the accused taking the stand in his own defense today. Sean Yvonne pleaded not guilty to 1 count of possession of cocaine for the purpose of trafficking from a raid back in July 2020. Now, the jury has already seen dozens of police photographs showing hundreds of live marijuana plants and tools needed to process it. Yvonne was legally growing and selling marijuana with a Health Canada certificate at the time. At issue, though, is police found a small amount of cocaine in Yvonne's bedroom. He's pleaded guilty to possession of that small amount, but he denies he was trafficking any cocaine. That charge stems from the discovery of more than 1,000 grams of cocaine hidden behind the back deck and buried in the backyard. Plus, thousands of dollars in Canadian cash was found throughout the home and again in the backyard. Yvonne was leasing that property on Outram Avenue in LaSalle. Yvonne denies knowing about the drugs and cash hidden in the backyard. His trial will continue Friday. Then moving across the street over to Windsor Police Headquarters, CTV News has now learned Constable Joshua Smith will not be returning to work. I reported on Monday that Constable Smith was being demoted 2 ranks for 2 years. He's admitted to criminal harassment of a female coworker. He was sentenced to 2 years probation from the court. CTV News has now confirmed, however, Smith remains suspended with pay. He was charged in 2025 with uttering threats unrelated to his first criminal court case. A search online indicates Smith is currently scheduled to stand trial on that matter later this year. And finally, the trial of James Harris continued today, albeit briefly, with legal arguments between the lawyers. That trial will resume tomorrow morning. Stephanie.
Okay, a lot there. Thank you, Michelle.
Definitely.
In other news, a Windsor rideshare driver faces a sexual assault charge after police say a passenger was assaulted during a ride. This happening last month. Windsor police say the investigation began April 18th after a woman reported she'd been sexually assaulted by a driver she booked through a ride-sharing app. Investigators say the driver later provided his personal phone number for direct bookings, and during a return trip that night allegedly made unwanted sexual advances and touched the woman in a sexual manner while parked on Askin Avenue. Police have charged a 30-year-old man with sexual assault and are urging rideshare users to keep bookings and all communication through the app and to report any concerning behavior to police. A 38-year-old woman has been charged after a minivan struck two parked vehicles and a tree in the city's East End. The crash happened shortly after 4:30 on Wednesday afternoon in the 1800 block of Jefferson Boulevard. Police say a minivan was traveling southbound on Jefferson when it struck two parked cars, then crashed into a tree. A passenger in the vehicle was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The two parked vehicles sustained heavy damage. The driver has been charged with careless driving causing bodily harm. There's renewed excitement surrounding Canada's auto sector tonight after the president of Stellantis delivered a strong vote of confidence in Windsor and the future of vehicle manufacturing in Canada. Bob Bellachico was there. Bob, what did he have to say?
Well, Stefanie, the company is proud to be home to two standalone vehicles. Those vehicles are built on a floor with a multi-powertrain platform designed to adapt as consumer demand shifts between gas, hybrid, and electric. Now, a company official was on stage today talking about how the company has invested close to $2 billion into the Windsor assembly plant in the last few years, and the company is now preparing for new competition from the Chinese market.
We want to continue to make sure that we're doing the right things to set ourselves up for the future.
Part of Stellantis' brain trust was at the Windsor assembly plant today, including the head of Chrysler Canada, Trevor Longley.
It's an important thing for not only us here at Stellantis, but for the country and for our, our economy here.
I was, incredibly optimistic after hearing the speakers talk here today.
Longley telling workers the company has invested $1.9 billion into the plant in recent years to modernize the facility.
Make it ready for electrification and platform flexibility. For me, that just means that we're preparing for the future.
We can flex production to meet demand as it evolves and it changes.
Last week, Stellantis unveiled a 5-year, $70 billion plan to accelerate growth and profit. More than half of that money will be spent in North America.
I think what you saw at Investor Day is that there's a lot of new models coming for the North American brands, and so that produces opportunities for where we put those models.
And that is especially important with Canada opening up the market to Chinese vehicles. Unifor Local 444 President James Stewart would like to see some of that investment come to Windsor, but more importantly, he'd like to see the space at the assembly plant maximized.
We started it in Windsor again with a third shift. So if you can get to 1,500 units a day with enough product, it doesn't have to be one product that sells a ton. It's an accumulation.
Stewart feels there's room in the industry to encourage offshore suppliers to boost vehicles together.
Share some technology and produce vehicles under different nameplates. I think that's the way you're going to fully maximize facilities anymore in countries like Canada.
Over 16 million minivans have been sold globally. With the third shift, there are now 6,000 workers at the assembly plant.
We have a lot of faith in Windsor. We have a lot of faith in the people and employees here. And frankly, all of the stuff that we're starting to see is really good signs for production in North America.
So, Stefanie, a big reason for today is to celebrate the newly redesigned Chrysler Pacifica. You saw some of the images of the vehicle in my story, but coming up and happening now, we'll show you how the company is, quote unquote, making it cool again. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, back over to you in the studio.
Okay, can't wait. Bob Bellachico, thank you. Let's head to CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald, who joins us now for a first look at the weather from the top of the Bell Building tonight. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Stefanie. Good evening, folks. We're talking about blue sky. Air quality is good, a bit breezy, but pleasant and comfortable. We welcome that breeze, in fact, and under a shaded tree. A perfect day for a picnic in the parks, and I've seen some people take advantage of a day off on a Thursday. Couldn't you extend it? Imagine seeing some sunshine because of this ridge of high pressure holding on to the weekend. Clear as a bell for the most part across much of Ontario, and it looks like that will be the course, the way the weather story will play out over the next 24 to, say, 72 hours. We will be comfortable in the low 20s. Humidity will be kept in check, just like today. It's a glorious forecast, but I think you're going to need to water the plants because there's not a lot of rain in the next 7 days. I'll break down what you need to know, the complete story, coming up in moments. For now, I'll send it back to you at the desk. Stefanie?
Hotel Dieu Grace Healthcare offering an update on a recent expansion of crisis care with an emphasis on the need for care to be there when it's actually needed. CTV's Robert Lothian has been looking into this for us. And Robert, what have they been seeing exactly?
Yeah, Stephanie, the Mental Health and Addictions Urgent Crisis Center has seen a drastic increase in use since expanding to 24/7 access. Those in the front lines say that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Instead, it's a sign more people are now able to access the care that they need.
So the need is there, especially when you're talking about after-hour supports. So we just went full 24/7 for walk-in services in the summer of last year. So before that, there was really nowhere to go for people looking for mental health support after hours besides the emergency department. And now we're seeing well over 100 people a month utilize that service.
Crisis and Addiction Services Director Kevin Matt says about 400 people are accessing the center each month. This is up from the 120 people accessing it monthly before hours were extended last summer. Officials say people are often showing up with substance abuse concerns, mood disorders, or a psychosocial crisis. On-site staff are able to better connect those in need to treatment options. The center sits next door to the emergency department at the Windsor Regional Hospital's Olette campus, helping people who otherwise could end up in the ER. Matt says they are reducing the burden on first responders.
So because of the expansion of service we've been able to offload around 250 first responders this year. So that's police and EMS that are now coming to us with no offload delays that they would have otherwise went to the emergency department and added to their load.
Matt says the goal is to continue evolving services based on the need in the community. The Ontario Ministry of Health has given the centre a 18-month timeline to collect data before they can apply for permanent funding for the center. Stefanie.
Okay, thank you, Robert Lothian, tonight. In other news, Transit Windsor is seeing another major drop in ridership since the start of the year. New numbers show the service recorded just under 1.7 million rides between January and March. That's down 26% compared to the same period last year. The biggest decline came from student riders, with nearly 570,000 fewer trips taken. Transit officials say extreme cold weather may be partly to blame, but board chair Kieran McKenzie says they'll be watching second quarter numbers closely to determine whether there are deeper issues at play, especially after fares increased to $3.95 at the end of March. Transit Windsor ended last year with an operating deficit of nearly $8 million. The University of Windsor is giving the former Greyhound bus depot site back to the city, ending a long-standing downtown redevelopment plan. The university says the plan for a downtown campus didn't move ahead as expected, and rising costs for upkeep and security makes the site hard to justify keeping. The land at University Avenue East and Freedom Way was originally transferred back in 2011 as part of a bigger downtown development plan that also included the Windsor Armory. But complications, including the fact the site sits above the Windsor-Detroit Tunnel, limited what could actually be built there. In total, the university says it spent about $75,000 on assessments and another $20,000 a year just to maintain and secure the property. The Essex Windsor Solid Waste Authority says its recycling container take-back program has now diverted more than 28 tons of old recycling bins and carts from the regional landfill. The program launched after Circular Materials took over Ontario's blue bin system under the province's new extended producer responsibility model. Many older blue boxes, red boxes, and recycling carts were no longer compatible with the new program. So instead of sending them to the dump, residents have been dropping the containers off for free at Waste Authority depots across the region. The waste diversion manager says the community response has been outstanding. Residents can still bring unwanted or damaged recycling containers to any depot free of charge. So here is our question of the day. Have you recycled your old recycling bins? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you would like to see a 40-kilometer-per-hour speed limit in all residential areas. Out of 1,000 votes, 62% say yes. One of Windsor's oldest buildings has received a modern update, and now the public is invited to come and see. After 2 years, the historic Duff Bobby House in Sandwichtown officially reopened today with new exhibits and interactive features designed to help visitors connect with local history in a new way. Built in 1798, the Duff Bobby House is considered one of the most significant late 18th century landmarks in Upper Canada. Visitors can now scan QR codes with their phones to learn more about the home's history, the people connected to it, and the role Sandwichtown played in Windsor's early development. The project is part of an ongoing effort by Museum Windsor and Les Amis Duff Bobby to preserve and share local history with a new generation of visitors, thanks in part to the Gordie Howe Community Benefits Fund.
So many people have not visited this building, and it's probably the oldest building in this part of the province. And we're very lucky that it both survived the War of 1812 and is still around on its original site, and it really is a mansion. In today's standards, if you look at it, it's 3 full stories.
From authentic food to music and dance, 42 different cultural communities will showcase their nationalities and traditions at the 2026 Carousel of the Nations, named the top festival and event in Ontario for 3 consecutive years.
It takes literally about 10 months to get to this stage before we're ready to launch. So it takes a lot of time, a lot of volunteer hours, a lot of planning, a lot of coordinations, a lot of communications. It's a labor of love. We love doing it at the Multicultural Council. Our cultural villages love doing it, and we just love bringing it to the people of Windsor, Essex every year.
The Polish dance team practicing weekly in preparation of the big event that offers an opportunity for attendees to experience diverse cultures firsthand. Representatives of each village attended the 51st annual launch today at the Chicharo Club. The villages are spread out at various locations across Windsor, Essex, including Leamington, Kingsville, Amherstburg, Harrow, and LaSalle. Carousel runs for 2 weekends from Friday, June 12th to the 14th and June 19th through the 21st. For schedule and village information, head to our website.
Our heritage is very important because it says who we are, where we come from, and it's very important to preserve that and pass it on to our children and grandchildren.
Do you have thoughts or comments on a story? We want to hear from you. Text us at 10400. Still ahead, Prime Minister Mark Carney makes his sales pitch in New York City using Trump's own words to sell Canada to the U.S. And Ontario is making a major push into defense manufacturing. When we come back, what the Ford government's new strategy could mean.
Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
Prime Minister Mark Carney used President Donald Trump's own slogan in New York today, telling business leaders a stronger Canada will help make America great again. Speaking to the Economic Club, Carney pitched Canada's growth plans while courting U.S. investment. CTV's Graham Richardson is in New York.
In the heart of the world's financial capital, Prime Minister Mark Carney delivered his message of change in Canada. This is the Economic Club of New York, where presidents and prime ministers have come to speak for more than 100 years. Carney never mentioned President Donald Trump by name, but he didn't have to.
Canada Strong will help make America great again.
Whether it's LNG announcements, potential new pipelines, or boosting defense spending, Carney told the home of big American money the story of a different Canada under his leadership.
That future should include a new partnership with Canada, a true partnership that reimagines cooperation in specific sectors that are deeply challenged by global competition, a partnership with a different Canada, a stronger Canada, a more confident Canada.
Back in Ottawa, a different perspective from the opposition, accusing the Liberals of chasing investment away for years.
His elbows were again flapping up and down in the rhetorical chicken dance as he cannot seem to decide if integration with the U.S. is a strength or a weakness. He's argued passionately for both positions in the last 3 months alone.
Carney also spent a significant amount of time here on Canada's military spending, especially in the north.
We did need to step up to take more responsibility for Arctic security. We're doing that now.
And support for Ukraine in a conflict, he says, is significantly tilting against Russia.
But Russia's losing 35,000 troops a month. 22 to 23, depending on the month, of those troops are killed. They're losing troops faster than they can replace them.
So no mention of Donald Trump by name, but Justin Trudeau's name didn't come up either. Mark Carney signaling to American business Canada is open for business again, hoping they'll hear it, and also hoping the audience of one in the White House heard it too. Graham Richardson, CTV News, New York.
The Ford government today unveiling Ontario's first ever defense industrial strategy as it looks to expand the sector's presence and investment in this province. Premier Doug Ford outlined the strategy at the annual CanSec Arms Expo in Ottawa. The event sees hundreds of military equipment company. According to the government, the province's 10-year framework is dedicated to growing the defense industry in Ontario while positioning companies and workers here for long-term success. The Premier noted this comes at a time when Canada and its allies are responding to increasing global uncertainty with record defense spending.
We're home to over 300 defense firms, directly employing over 13,000 workers and offering products and services all over the globe. I always say we'll put our workers against anyone in the world. We'll put our technology and ingenuity against everyone in the world or anyone in the world. We have one of the biggest networks of world-class universities with 94,000 STEM graduates every single year, top-tier research institutions, and more high-skilled workers than anywhere in Canada.
The Premier also pointing to Ontario's capacity to generate electricity and the province's deposits of critical minerals. He says the strategy could add $400 million to provincial coffers every year by the year 2035, making Ontario a key player in the defense industry. To Sarnia now, where the mayor is criticizing new provincial rules around removing municipal councillors who commit conduct violations. As CTV's Sean Irvin reports, Mayor Mike Bradley has been pushing the government for action, and he says the legislation presented is flawed.
Municipal councillors province-wide will soon have a mechanism to turf one of their own for serious conduct violations, but it won't be easy. Doing so will require the review of a local and provincial integrity commissioner, along with the unanimous support of a local council. Sarnia Mayor Mike Bradley calls the entire concept a weak first step.
The general idea behind this legislation is good. It's good. However, the execution is not going to work.
Through letter-writing campaigns, Bradley has pushed for almost a year, demanding enhanced abilities to remove badly behaving councillors. He says what the province has come up with falls short.
You need a simple majority, because I can guarantee you, and I believe it would happen in Sarnia, that if there was a move to remove someone, there would be obstructionists. The last 4 years, we've had one individual who has hijacked every meeting.
Bradley is referring to Councillor Bill Dennis, who has been banned from taking part in person in Sarnia City Council meetings after an investigation found he violated harassment and violence policies. Most recently, he's also been accused of offensive commentary towards local Indigenous groups. Bradley says it's Dennis's efforts to hijack council meetings that drove him to get the province to act. Yet Dennis, who is running for mayor of Sarnia in the next election, dubs Bradley a hypocrite, while at the same time also acknowledging his own ability to stir the pot.
I'm disappointed that they didn't name the bill after me.
Dennis is not a fan of Bill 9 as presented, but believes it's a better alternative than what Bradley has proposed.
And I'm glad it has to be unanimous. I don't think it would have been right to have some body that's not connected to the community make this decision.
Dennis contends he would never vote to remove a colleague from council, even one he opposes politically, unless criminal activity was involved. Meanwhile, Bradley says the province has failed to give local politicians the tools they need to head off a wave of radical change.
I'm seeing this sort of right-wing extreme groups coming out trying to take over local councils. And I think that's going to get worse as we head into this election.
Sean Irvin, CTV News.
There was relief for drivers at the pumps this morning. The price of gas dropped 10 cents overnight, and it's not done dropping just yet. The price for a liter of regular gas fell to just under $1.74, and it's expected to fall another 3 cents tonight. The last time the price was that low was April 24th. The price of diesel also dropped roughly 7 cents. Strength in the technology and base metal sectors helped Canada's main stock index climb higher. In Toronto, the TSX gained 106 points, while in New York, the Dow added 25, the Nasdaq is up 243. The Canadian dollar gained more than 1/10 of a cent today. On commodity markets, gold is up almost $51 an ounce, and oil added 22 cents a barrel. Do you turn to AI for medical advice? Nearly half of all Canadians do. Coming up, what they're really willing to trust AI with and what crosses the line.
Let's look at our CTV News weather snapshot. Thank you, Sheila Horn, for this great double rainbow image. We're seeing rainbows in our sleep. It's all the sunshine. Dreamy weather. Could it continue into next week? Dare I say? We'll find out. My forecast with the weather story coming up next on CTV News Windsor.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts. Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
A little breezy out there, especially near the waterfront, but overall a pleasant day. Gary joins me again for an extended look. Gary.
Light breeze. If you're closer to the water, say north shores of Lake Erie, breezier, but very comfortable. Low 20s, low humidity. So it just felt fresh and comfortable. That's a good word for it. Just like yesterday, just not as warm, but pleasant enough. Reached a high just shy of 20 degrees. Our average high now, 22.8 on a May 28th in our neck of the woods. Air quality is very good. Better than yesterday. We've been in the green. Now a 2 on a scale of 1 to 10. Of course, the lower the number, the better. We like seeing that. 19 degrees or 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Mostly clear, bit hazy now. More so within the last hour across Windsor, Essex, and Chatham-Kent. And humidex values, just to give you an idea of how dry the air is, relatively speaking, doesn't feel that much warmer than the ambient temperature. But 30 days from now, we will be talking about humidity because this year's summer season is expected to be warm and very humid. We will be seeing heat warnings. By the way, speaking of being warm, we are comfortably warm. It is very warm, well above seasonal in Regina and Winnipeg, 32 and 33. That's 33 and 32, rather, respectively. That's quite warm, and it's all due to this massive ridge of high pressure that's kept things clear, for the most part, across the Central Plains, the U.S., the Southern Prairies, and now into the Great Lakes. That's why we're not seeing much cloud or any precipitation across the region, and we'll not likely see any major disturbance over the next 24 to 48 hours. So let's take a look at the big picture with the satellite radar imagery simulation. This model run takes us through the next 24 hours. You can see much of Southern Ontario proper is quiet. And the reason for it is we call it an omega block. We essentially have an area of low pressure and an area of high pressure in between another area of low pressure. So the high is in between the two lows on either side of it, and that's why we remain clear and some sustained warmth. We are sunny through dusk, clear through to midnight, Between 8 and midnight, we will see temperatures go from 17 down to about 11 or 12 degrees Celsius. Remember your sunscreen as we take a look at the Enercare Sal's forecast. It is sunny, a bit windy tomorrow, high of 28, then 22s apiece. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, sunshine dominates. Wednesday, Thursday, 23 to 26, and still fair and mostly sunny. Let's look at your weather.
A new health clinic in Hamilton promises to be a one-stop shop for patients with mechanical heart valves. As CTV's Pauline Chan shows us, it's the first of its kind in Canada.
So I was born with a defect in my heart. It's called a bicuspid aortic valve.
3 years ago, Amanda Foster got a mechanical heart valve and was put on warfarin, a common blood thinner.
It is a concern to me to take it because you think of it as like a poison, but it is actually helping me.
But warfarin can be tricky for patients to manage.
So this puts them at risk of blood clots on their heart valve, possible stroke, or bleeding complications, including severe bleeding, like bleeding into the stomach or the brain.
Too much leads to bleeding, too little can cause clots, leading to a stroke like Amanda had last December. So she was recommended for the new mechanical heart valve clinic at Hamilton Health.
They're seeing myself as a specialist thrombosis or blood thinner pharmacist and my physician colleague who focus on their blood thinner management. And they also see a cardiologist that focuses on other valve-related issues and their cardiovascular health.
They can also bring in a neurologist if the patient has a history of stroke and a surgeon if additional surgeries might be needed.
I have gotten so much help from their thrombosis team. They really do help you navigate through everything, and you can contact them at any time.
Amanda says she especially appreciates having all the specialists under one roof, and it's also a place where patients can get access to and participate in leading-edge research. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
A new experimental drug for hepatitis B may offer what researchers are calling a functional cure for some patients. In 2 international studies, 1 in 5 patients taking the drug were able to stop treatment and keep the virus under control. Researchers say it's the biggest advance yet against chronic hepatitis B, which can lead to liver cancer and kills more than 1 million people worldwide each year. The findings were presented at a medical conference in Spain and published in the New England Journal of Medicine. Nearly half of Canadians say they have used artificial intelligence chatbots for medical advice over the past year, while a survey from Liaison Strategies found 46% are already using artificial intelligence to get medical advice. They're not certain they want it making medical decisions. Almost 7 in 10 say they would rather wait 2 weeks for a human doctor than get an immediate AI diagnosis. 13%, however, are comfortable with AI diagnosing and prescribing medication without a doctor.
Coming up on What's Up YQG, we're going to talk about a comedy show for parents.
Ma'am, I've told you multiple times, if you don't have a ticket, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Where did you come from? Stay tuned, we'll have all the details.
Turning now to our weekly segment, What's Up YQG, with Johnny Parks from our sister station 89X and our own Melanie Kentner. Now you two are talking about a comedy night that is geared to parents like moi.
Yes, finally mums get a night out. Now Johnny, even though you don't have kids, maybe you could learn a thing or two about what your mom went through raising you.
Trust me, I know it was not easy for Mama Parks, but we're here with Jill. Can you tell us more about Mom Said Duck?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a live show coming up here this Friday, and it's at the beautiful Capitol Theater. The show starts at 7 p.m., and it's a great night of laughs. There's tons of local giveaways. We go through a lot of the mundane stuff that moms go through and try to turn it into a laugh. So whether it be, you know, poopy diapers or packing school lunches or toddler tantrums, we try to make it a laugh instead of a cry.
There was a time that I would shout, "Bartender, make it a double." But my mother tongue has changed to "lid that marker or you're in trouble."
Now, comedian Dre is also with you, and he's a dad too. Do you guys go through some of like your real life stories that you guys went through?
Yeah, that's where all the inspiration is pulled from for sure. So you'll hear, we definitely laugh at our kids' expense. That's the whole night essentially. So it's an adults only show, cash bar. This is not water. And it's just a great night out for sure.
Now again, I don't have kids. You said adults only, but people without kids also welcome too?
Absolutely. So one of my favorite compliments that I get after a show is that when someone says, I'm not even a mom and I had an awesome time.
A standing O! Woo-woo!
So definitely, it's anybody who's seen a kid tantrum in a store, you've seen it, you get it, you get the joke.
And where can we get tickets?
Yeah, so you can get tickets at the box office at the Capitol Theatre. You could get them through my website, momsaidduck.com, find the link, or you could go to the Capitol's events page as well.
Great. Well, we'll put all the links on our website. Thank you so much, Jill, and I'm so glad that you were giving us mums a night out. Now, Johnny, we do have a couple other events to talk about, including one that I've been training for months.
Yeah, I got to get working on my sign. Last year, I made this great sign for your marathon that said, "May the course be with you." So I got to cook up some good ideas for the Pelee Island Half Marathon.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think we could just like bring back that sign. And I mean, my goal is I just have to make it around the island and to the winery. That's it. So, but I know you're like kind of an avid biker. Maybe biking's more your thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm as good as the people who will be competing in the Tour de Via Italia this weekend, but I do love to bike.
That's true, but I've seen your bike, so I don't know if it can make it. What about some live music going on this weekend?
Cherry Rock Lounge, always a great time. Friday, we got Max Life Crisis. And then on Saturday, Deadly Romantics.
So something for everybody, some live music, some comedy, exercise. It's going to be great. So what's up, IQG?
And another event this weekend. After 2 decades of fundraising, Jeff Burrows is holding his last drum marathon at Good Time Charlie. The Tea Party drummer made the announcement recently, saying the decision comes following the loss of longtime friend and event organizer Gary Demands. Burrows launched the annual drum marathon back in 2006, combining live music with fundraising efforts for local charities across Windsor, Essex. According to Burrows, the event has raised more than $800,000 over the past 20 years. The final marathon is set for Friday and Saturday at Good Time Charlie in Windsor. 15 local bands will be performing around the clock. Burrows says the final event will also honor the memory of his good friend.
The hilarious Daniel Tosh brings his My First Farewell tour to Caesars Windsor on Thursday, June 25th. Enter online at ctvwindsor.ca for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see Daniel Tosh at Caesars Windsor, plus a $200 gift card.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar. Join us on Saturday, June the 13th for an unforgettable night of fashion in partnership with Fashion Week Windsor Essex, all in support of the Kidney Foundation. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in on what's happening now with Melanie Kentner, and back from the Capitol Theatre, clearly. Now, Melanie, Bob teased earlier saying that you were going to have the details about the refreshed Chrysler Pacifica.
That's right. Officials held a celebration at the Windsor Assembly Plant today. They offered a tour of the plant and a chance to see how the refreshed vehicle is made.
We're here to celebrate, and we're here to recognize that beautiful product behind us, the 2027 Pacifica.
Stellantis says this new design will serve as a blueprint for the next generation of Chrysler vehicles. The minivan has a new front exterior design and illuminated wing badge, as well as enhanced safety and other technology, including a new height-adjustable rear tailgate. Stellantis Canada President Trevor Longley says they wanted to make the minivan cool again and feels that this will be a winner.
I frankly think that this is a really compelling visual update, and it comes with a better technology package and obviously safety packages as well. So I think it's really right for the market right now, and for those people with young families, many of us have gone through that phase before. It is absolutely the ultimate vehicle.
We've got more on the minivan at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
And Melanie, my parents have a Pacifica, a few years old. They absolutely love it. I know so many people do love it, so it will be exciting to see how they feel about this new one.
For sure.
So we also have a story online about the big three auto negotiations that are going on.
Yes, contract negotiations have been announced for June 22nd, and this time the Ford Motor Company is taking the lead. Unifor Local 444 President James Stewart says the union can't bargain away all the problems faced by the auto sector. The CUSMA deal will play a big factor, but Stewart says negotiations will center around a pattern and how to maximize space used in facilities like Windsor Assembly. Despite the current environment, Stewart says the workers deserve and want improvements, and the union doesn't plan to move backward. And in our social spotlight tonight, it looks like someone's spidey senses were tingling at the Mets game. Yes, that's actor J.K. Simmons, who plays the Daily Bugle editor-in-chief in the Spider-Man movie. But he turned into J. Jonah Jameson at the ballpark Tuesday night when the Mets showed him on the big video screen. He, of course, went into character, shaking his fist at his nemesis, Spider-Man.
Oh, my God, I love this. I mean, the crowd, the fans, they all love when, you know, the videos go on, especially to celebrities, and then have a little thing going on there. It's always fun.
Yeah, it's like when real life and the movies collide.
Exactly. Okay, if someone at home has a video they want to send us, how can they do it?
Yeah, well, hopefully they can send it to us by email at newsnow@bellmedia.ca or text it to 10400.
And that's what's happening now. Thank you, Melanie. Coming up, as fans snap up Habs, pucks, and collectibles, we take you to the Canadian company behind the NHL's official game pucks. Let me guess, Gary. Was this taken at your home?
Yes. My backyard is a beautiful scene, isn't it? It's gorgeous.
It is. It is. You really need to just copy and paste the forecast for the next, like, 8 days. Like, it's incredible. I love it.
That's a really good point, because it's just, aside from it being
lows of 11
tomorrow. Yeah, lows of 11, seasonal.
22.
22. Well,
it's like Yahtzee. Let's play Yahtzee.
Yahtzee, of course. 28 tomorrow, so it will be warm, but humidity levels mean that it'll probably feel at peak around 30, and then 22s a piece through to at least Tuesday, and even next week, although we climb to about 23 on Wednesday, 26 on Thursday. Fair weather cloud and wise is happening. We're in what is called an omega block, where you have an area of low pressure on one side, on both sides of an area of high pressure in the middle, and that high is keeping things very hot and dry across the prairies and keeping things rather clear and warm here in the Great Lakes.
Okay, we'll take it. Okay, and Travis, more tonight on the potential allowing of alcohol at events like the farmers market.
Yeah, that's right. The province has opened the door for this, and the Windsor Farmers Market says it wants to take part in it. But some municipalities are already saying not so fast. Why some communities aren't buying into the BYOB idea tonight at 11.
Okay, and finally tonight, as the Montreal Canadiens fight for a spot in the Stanley Cup Finals, fingers crossed, Habs fans are buying up collectibles, merchandise, and pucks. But few know that NHL teams have long entrusted a Quebec company to produce game pucks. Here's CTV's Jean-Via Beauchemin.
It's game on for NHL playoff puck production. A sport of its own, really. Thousands of logo-printed pucks have to quickly roll off the line here in Glasgow with each new playoff round. All the team's pucks are decorated here, but the hottest items, those adorned with the cherished C, says CEO Anita Chanda.
We're sending just to the Canadians about 3,000 for each game. But don't forget, there's retailers all across the country right now that want a piece of this.
There's warm-up and souvenir pucks, but in Glasgow also makes official game pucks.
They're similar to the other ones, except here is where you have the sensors.
Made in Canada, logo printed in these old army barracks in Quebec's eastern townships for all 32 NHL teams, but also the PWHL. These are champions pucks for the victorious Montreal Victoire.
Fans are buying merchandise, so we have a lot of products going out this week.
Local production, she says, helps in Glasgow react quickly when teams win or lose. The company has also scored deals for a wide range of logo-printed merchandise for several other leagues and has a busy summer ahead with FIFA and the Blue Jays' 50th anniversary. The company, too, is half a century old.
It's basically like the unknown secret of Quebec.
It was started by Jason Drellet's grandfather and started out making hockey sticks.
My grandfather founded Sherwood also as the first company, which we are in the building, Sherwood building.
Its history woven into the fabric of Canada's game. And while it says it treasures its relationships with all teams, well, there's a special connection to the Habs.
I have heard that there's a few kisses and good wishes going with every puck that's going into the Bell Centre.
And the workers are going to keep watching closely to see whether they have to keep making pucks with this logo on them for the next round. Geneviève Beauchemin, CTV News, Montreal.
I love hearing the history behind these family-owned businesses.
Yeah.
Half a century.
Yeah,
wow.
It's incredible. Sherwood still have Sherwood sticks. I'm a big hockey guy with the equipment. Although you did say good luck to the Habs, being from Toronto.
Yeah, but the Leafs are.
No,
I'm going for the only Canadian
Leafs had
team
a horrible
left.
season. I get it, and the Habs are the Canadian team.
I'm supposed to be a Toronto fan too, according to my husband.
Yeah, well.
But I'm going to go for Montreal right now, which the game's on Friday, so fingers crossed. Right? Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
No comment? No
Yes.
comment. Okay.
I would love to see a Canadian team win, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, on behalf of our dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, thank you for watching.
Go Leafs next year. For updates throughout the evening, go to ctvnewswindsor.ca. They're terrible right now.
Gary and I will be back with your only late local newscast at 11.
Oh, my Habs
1967.
friends out there. Yeah, 67. My brother was 5.